Hi, I'm Namjoo Kim, a founding principal of the design research studio Dogam. Studio Dogam is a design practice working at the intersections of environment, technology, and architecture. Our experience crosses intellectual exploration of the new role of architecture in the crisis of climate change, material research, and digital fabrication. I would like to share a story with you today. The Rhone Glacier, 11,500 years old, is one of the oldest glaciers in the Alps. However, scientists estimate that this glacier, along with most of the glaciers in the Alps, will disappear in 100 years due to climate change. Every summer, the glacier is covered by a giant white cloth which reflects the sunlight to slow down the melting. In 2015, I did my thesis about this Rhone Glacier. The initial thesis focused on how architecture can document the changing landscape and react to related multi-level problems. I extracted the future scenario from different disciplines and made one combined scenario in which architecture could intervene. These interventions were designed to delay the changes, archive the physical remnants, and become infrastructure at the end. At that moment, I didn't pay attention to the hotel next to the Rhone Glacier. In 2016, a while after finishing my thesis, I read an article saying that Hotel Belvedere, located in the tongue of the Rhone Glacier, closed its door as the glacier retreated and tourism diminished. This is when I personally grasped that humankind had entered a new chapter and climate change would reshape our view of the world. 60 years ago, Rachel Carson said that humans are one species that could modify their surroundings so drastically as to cause damage to the earth. As a consequence of accumulated modification, we are now witnessing humans are affected by the unprecedented speed of change in the natural environment. Once featured in the 1964 James Bond movie Goldfinger, Hotel Belvedere and the Rhone Glacier were iconic destinations for the local people and adventurers. In the near future, when the glacier is completely gone, how could we explain to our grandchildren why there is a closed hotel in the middle of the road? Kevin Lynch said, a vivid and integrated physical setting can furnish the raw material for the symbols and collective memories of group communication. That being said, as the physical settings like glaciers, which have been imprinting vivid and powerful images onto our minds, are lost, the collective memory will be dismantled as well. We will witness more cases in which climate change fundamentally shifts the natural and built environments. Another example is Korean fir forest on Jeju Island. Almost half of the trees have vanished in the past 20 years due to climate change. Climate change has affected not only the physical setting but also our collective memory, which has been built over hundreds of years. At this speed, the next generation may have extremely different memories of the surrounding environment. When the fast-changing environment hurts the collective memory, how are we to deal with such loss? There are diverse efforts and movements to slow down climate change, such as cutting down carbon emissions or transitioning to green energy. Another interesting phenomenon is the documentation culture. Numerous disciplines document alarming changes taking place, including art, science, photography, and film. This documentation shares concerns about extinction and loss of species, communities, cultures, and landscapes, and becomes a repository of our collective memory. I call this documentation culture the culture of capture. This documentation culture uses diverse methods, including replicating, scaling, video and audio recording, digital mapping, collaging, capturing, freezing, abstracting, etc. Culture of capture serves dual purposes. The first purpose is to document the loss due to climate change and to serve as an archive of the changing relationship between the natural and built environments. Unlike the digital world, these changes in the physical world are difficult to reverse. We can restore Microsoft Windows using restore points saved in the past, but cannot reverse time in the physical world. Since the culture of capture documents the disappearing things in diverse formats, it can compensate for the loss in the physical world and preserve the shared memories of the environment to some degree. Then the documents become observable objects. As the documents exist mostly in digital forms such as 3D models, photos, videos, and raw data, they are easily accessible to the public. Here lies the second purpose of the culture of capture. The archive makes the viewers recognize the rapid changes and warns them of the alarming situation. We see the environmental change in our everyday lives, but are numbed by its prevalence. Therefore, the second purpose of the culture of capture, which reveals the urgent situation clearly in front of us, can be a powerful tool to draw the public's attention. The installation I propose for the Seoul Biennial of Architecture and Urbanism is an experiment that tests the methods of the culture of capture. The Rhone Glacier and Hotel Belvedere are replicated on a smaller scale. This installation will display the present and future of the Rhone Glacier and Hotel Belvedere. As stated above, the prevalence of environmental change easily numbs us and falsely leads us to believe that we are handling climate change well. It is similar to the analogy of a train. Once we are on the train, we cannot feel its speed, but can only feel the acceleration as the train departs and arrives. For this reason, I decided to expedite the process by bringing the future into the present. Therefore, the exhibition will show both the present and future. A mirror wall is a device that intersects the present and the future. Through this device, the visitors can see the present and the future of the fast-changing landscape overlap. As the visitors walk around the installation, their reflected portrait intertwined with the changing scenery. Visitors will complete this installation as they move, reflect, and contemplate. We hope that visitors can transcend time while exploring this installation and think about the intertwined relationship between the natural environment, the built environment, and humans, and how they can contribute to slowing down this urgent crisis. Therefore, the exhibition is a process to make a new collective memory. When the visitors see a clear demonstration of the environmental change and its impact, they will acquire new memories created by this encounter, and as these new memories spread, they will become part of our collective memory. Those shared memories and concerns have the power to change the world positively. Ultimately, the culture of capture is to provide resilience in our collective memory, and the resilience in our collective memory is a driving force to tackle climate change together. At this speed, the Rhone Glacier will disappear in hundreds of years and become a new type of relic in the Anthropocene era. And the Hotel Belvedere will become a witness to the landscape change while closing its doors. Would it be possible to alter this future scenario? I will end with another quote from Silent Spring. The choice, after all, is ours to make. We should look about and see what other courses open to us. Thank you.